Hi, I'm Dougie, co-creator of EksWhyZed, Human Printer. In this video, I'll be showing you the journey that I went through during this project. Following the RSA brief Hidden Figures, I decided to make mine towards Asperger's syndrome since it's personal to myself. I wanted to make a project that encourages teamwork for people with AS, and that therefore develops their communication skills. So while I was making that late one night in the studio, I got talking to Jamie, who was also making something to encourage communication between people. She was working towards mental health and I was working towards Asperger's, but we both wanted to make something that brought people together and made them talk. And since we're both interested in 3D printing, we thought, why don't we try and make a human-powered 3D printer?
We began looking at unique homemade 3D printer projects, such as Daniel de Bruin's analog 3D printer, Holthuis' paper pulp printer, and Novameat's 3D printed vegan steaks.
So we designed a mechanism that uses multiple people, all of them having to work together to make an outcome. And therefore, by working together towards one outcome, you're forced to communicate with each other. After a few days, we made a laser cut model that involves two people and just sits on a table.
Surprisingly, it worked pretty well. However, there were a few problems that needed fixing. For example, the y-axis string kept getting stuck on the x-axis string, the top warped a little under the pressure, the string kept leaving the pulley, and the y-axis traveller had a lot of friction. Luckily, all of these problems could be fixed in the Fusion file.
And it demonstrated our idea, but we wanted to make it even bigger, because if it's bigger, it's got more potential, more people could use it, and it's easy to understand all the mechanisms. So we went to Screwfix and bought some 32mm waste pipe, carried it back to uni, made a frame that was 1.5 meters cubed, so it was huge, it took up a full room. And to replicate the cogs in our laser cut model, we 3D printed them, and then found that the prints weren't quite accurate enough, so we laser cut them. Once all of the parts were made, we tested it out for the first time and found out that the x-axis didn't work. What was happening was that it was pulling one side of it, or the other side was just bending. And we thought that that was due to the laser cut parts not being strong enough, the weight of the whole mechanism, and the fact that there's too much friction going on basically. So what we did was we screwed all of the parts together. We put Vaseline on all of the pipes that were moving, and we reinforced the travellers so there's no flex at all. And it worked. So we invited some course mates in and we made them paint around the stencil making a flower. And that was great, it worked, but the only problem was that we're using paint, and paint, you have to keep filling the paintbrush. So we had to make lots of blobs along the place and follow the blobs basically, which kind of worked. But we think it'll be better to use a marker pen. Next, we replaced the screws with bolts so you can disassemble it easy and put it back together easily, since we have a few events coming up in different places.
Next up was to make the Z-axis. To safely lift up all the parts, I designed a mechanism that uses a crossed pulley system to pick up every corner with just one person pulling the rope. Despite my beautiful idea, when tested it didn't work at all, as there was too much of a delay between the crossed pulleys, which effectively locked it up. I combated this by having a pull rope on each side.
Then we started thinking about how can this work as a 3D printer. I developed an idea using a cork gun for decorating where you can put your material in that, squeeze, and it follows a hose pipe down onto the bed. So I started playing around with that.
I experimented with salt dough, clay, paper pulp, like the paper pulp printer, and decorator's cork. Sadly, I didn't have enough time to get the material working for 3D printing, so we took it outside and let members of the public play with the drawing function. It was great to see people enjoying it and made the whole project worthwhile. Throughout the term, there's been so many problems to overcome that I couldn't fit all of them on one video, but hopefully this gives you a good insight into the development of EksWhyZed, the human printer. Thanks for watching.